Morning folks, off on another little walk. Relatively short one today. I've just parked up in the little village of Flash. Strange name for a village, but there you go. And just heading out to Shire Heads and Panniers Pool, which is a well-known local beauty spot. Hopefully I'm early enough so it isn't completely full of people, but it is very pretty and very busy. And then we're just doing a circuit round over some of this beautiful countryside that you can see behind me there. So if you're doing nothing better, why not come along? Looking at the terrain, I've saved a steep ascent for the last thing before I get back to the van. But yeah, I've never walked this way before from the Flash side. I've walked to Panniers Pool from over on the more towards Buxton, you know, Derbyshire Bridge and all that side of it, you know. But yes, very picturesque over here. Pretty little stone bridge that was. We've just descended down off the moor. We've got a short stretch now along a little country lane before we take a path to the left, heading out towards Shire Heads. Ooh, stiff climb up that lane. So time for a bit of fence leaning, or dry stone wall leaning at least. So over there you can see the ridge that we've climbed across over the moor from Flash, and in the distance that way you can see Ramshaw Rocks where I was yesterday, and over to the Roaches again where I was yesterday. Just been passed by a large delivery van who's delivering to a farmhouse there, and he's had to drive through several signs that say no turning points and no parking and all that sort of thing, because obviously everybody tries to get as near as possible to Shire Heads, and he's come down here. Sure enough, he's tried to turn round and there's no way, so he's had to reverse all the way back up the road. So when they say no turning point, they mean no turning point, especially if you're in a massive great big van. So when that tarmac section of lane finishes, just heading into a farm entrance, it goes to a kind of a broken surface, and we just take a left there and head down and right, and that drops us down towards where we're going. But I'll tell you a bit about Shire Heads, Three Shires Heads, or Three Shires Head. It's the old sort of traditional meeting place of three English counties, Cheshire, Derbyshire and Staffordshire, and it's I think it's where the River Dane comes down off the moors and is joined by another little river, and it was the separating point of these three shires. But I think the county boundaries have been moved now. As for its name, I think on the map it's marked as 3 Shire Heads, but on signs you'll see it's 3 Shires Head. Logically you'd say 3 Shires Head is the better name, isn't it, because there's 3 shires and only 1 head, but take your pick, and you hear people using both, and you might see both if you look at the map as well. Anyway, enough of that, onward we go. So at the bottom you find yourself at a nice little stone bridge, and take a left there, and I'm back on the path that I'm familiar with now, as if I was coming across from near Derbyshire Bridge. But most of this circuit's new to me. I don't normally come across from the Flash side because it's further for me to get to from home. Yeah, it's been a nice walk so far. Just been watching a buzzard, and there's been loads of curlews, and just heard a cuckoo, another cuckoo, loads of cuckoos on my last walk. Lovely. Going down to 3 Shires Head now. 3 Shire Heads, take your pick. It's like there's already some people here. There's usually photographers and sightseers and all sorts, but it's a very pretty, bright place. Well, I'm only about 2 miles in now. As I say, just a short walk today, and don't really need it, but I'm just going to have a sit down, admire the views for a bit, maybe get a few photographs. Catch you in a bit. Yeah, very pretty. Just heading away from Panniers pool now. There's even 3 people who've just been in for a dip. Must be cold. Don't fancy it myself. Each to their own. As you head down the valley, you're looking for a small path to the left, and we just take that and head on down. If you miss it, it doesn't matter, there's another country lane that you get to, turn left onto that if you miss this one. And we're actually following the valley of the River Dane, You can see it right at the bottom, probably 100 metres or so below us, as it starts its journey out across the Cheshire Plains. It begins just up on Axe Edge Moor, I think. And you just emerge at a nice farmhouse on a lane, turn left, and you can always already see the footpath to the left there. Should we take that? Get your free range eggs here. I'm just heading down, you can't even see the footpath here, and it's heading down to a stream, so I hope we've got some sort of means of getting over the stream. Right, a little bit difficult to navigate the footpath across that farm, but it leaves sort of directly below it. You pass a sort of a green fence with some sort of filter bed or something like that, and then head down beside a stone wall. Still no idea about the river crossing at the bottom. I see a bridge, we're in business. Guarded by some little lambs and a sheep. So as you come up from the river, up those steps, take an immediate right with the river down to your right. The footpath does cross somebody's property, so it looks like you're heading onto a farm, but it's signposted and it is the footpath. And then you just cross through their paddock and you're heading up some wooden steps at the far side. Full of nice bluebells as well if you're doing this at the right time of year. Very nice. Right, as you get to the top of those wooden steps, you cross a field and then enter into another field, and the path isn't marked at all well. So you're just kind of heading diagonally across. Away there's like a ditch sort of thing to your left, full of sort of reeds, so just keep that to your left, and as you rise up you'll start to see a track emerge at the top. Ooh, a bit of a climb. So as I've just said, as you rise up, there's no path markings. You'll see kind of a white stone laid farm track. You don't want to go on that. You want to just keep an eye to your right, and you can barely see it, but there's a little grassy track that sort of leaves along just down to your right, and you'll soon see it's a proper track. Oh well, so much for retaining all that altitude I just gained. Off downhill again, and then, as I predicted, a steep climb as we get to the tail end of the walk. All this lovely yellow gorse. Beautiful. Okay, as you drop down past that stand of gorse, you'll see the main path dropping down. You might even be able to hear there's a stream at the bottom, but you don't want to go down there. There's an almost undefined path just off to your left here. We need to take that. Doesn't look very well used. Well, eventually it does turn into a footpath again. I can see a gate, and it's actually got a footpath sign next to it. Miracles. A little bit further along you come up to a farm track, and just past a signpost that says flash, so we're on the right track. Right, when you come to the next farm, which you might be able to see behind me, keep the farm to your left and just carry straight on past, and then you'll soon pick up another signpost for flash as you start to drop down through the fields again towards some rocks. It's obviously a bit muddy around here with quad bikes and stuff, but it's quite an interesting looking group of rocks, and I think it's actually called Wicken Falls on the map. I think Wicken's the old ancient word for witch, so I'd never heard of it before, but I'll have a look on the internet and see if I can find out any more about it. Looks an interesting spot. Just need to find out where the path goes now. Yeah, quite a pretty spot that. Obviously suffering a bit from erosion, lots of loose stone there. Yeah, quite a steep climb back up. So I'm in one of them breathers. Eventually we emerge at a farm track and we turn right along there. I'm looking up at some emus of all things, and some rather fancy looking goats. Whoa, looks like this is going to be a bit of a climb. Just coming back down into Flash now to where I've got the van parked. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, that last stretch back up into the village is a real killer. So it's only about 6 miles, 10 kilometres, but you'll know you've had a good walk because it's up and down and up and down. But yeah, very beautiful. Really enjoyed it. Anyway, thanks for joining me if you've stuck with it this far. If you wouldn't mind giving it a thumbs up, and as usual, if you're new here, maybe you'd even consider subscribing. Can't bring you back for a cheers, I'm afraid, no post-walk pint, because I've got to drive home. But anyway, many thanks for watching. I'll see you very soon. Bye now.